Innocence. When I think about the word innocence and how it resonates within my body, I get a sensation of ease. I feel like it carries the energy of youth and playfulness. I believe innocence is one of the feelings that connects us to our inner child and brings us back to the present moment. And lately, I've been honoring my inner child by reminding myself of her strengths. I've been reconnecting to my playfulness and ease by letting go of future worries and of a self-image that is and has been very hard to live up to. Because our inner child doesn't worry about tomorrow and makes the most of every day and every situation that we get into. Our inner child is very creative and will solve any obstacle that it may run into or that may occur around you. Our inner child is so sensitive to their intuition that making decisions is easy and obvious. I think that we get detached to our sense of ease due to ideals and standards that we are taught as we're growing up in today's society, because it's so filled with do's and don'ts. It leads to an outcome of rather trusting the social rules than our own gut feelings. A few months ago, I decided to actively do something about this trance that we all fall into more or less from time to time. I decided to honor that little me, the naivety, the play, the laughter, the ease of the present moment. Because I felt like I had trapped myself in a cocoon where the rules around me wrapped harder and harder around my neck, suffocating the voice of my intuition more and more for every day. It reached the point of saturation and my body was screaming for a new way of living. The first thing that my body was craving was movement. I guess it needed to oxygenate the cells of my inner child that had been slowly dying while I was stuck in a mindset of fear and seriousness. At the beginning, I had to force myself to get out, to work out, to go to events and hang out with more of my friends. But the more I did it, the easier it got. I felt like I was reconnecting to her again. She was slowly but steadily getting better and stronger. That little me. I knew that I had all the answers on what to do by just reminding myself of her whenever I got stuck in overthinking and seriousness. The innocence of our inner child is one of the most pure and beautiful parts of ourselves. We all carry that part, but a lot of us don't acknowledge it or value it as much as we could. Because it's truly a hidden gem within us, a key to a life in more ease and laughter. And I think laughter is one of the most beautiful sounds in the world. To hear someone laugh from the bottom of their core is one of the most powerful sources of energy. I mean, it's so contagious in the best ways, and it releases so much tension and stress. I think that to laugh is to invite our innocence and welcome our playfulness. It's to live in the present and let go of the past and the future. Because when we laugh, we are here. We are at ease and we don't worry. When we are kids, we live in innocence, unaware of its power, and we play by intuition to be able to learn and understand the world around us. We create our own reality as kids by making our own rules due to our likings and interests. And then by time, this innocence starts to get tainted by social beliefs and codes that we slowly fall into. And I guess that it's in fear of not being accepted if we break them. And I also think that it's not a coincidence that kids and elderly people connect so well. Because as we grow older, we relearn the value of this sense of innocence and ease. We fall out of the hypnosis of society's rules and then reconnect to our inner child. The only difference between young innocence and old innocence is awareness. Because when we re-enter the innocence later in our lives, we're aware of its power and we actively choose it. Because life has given us so many layers and beliefs of how to live, and by choosing to live in innocence, we see that it's greater. Because it can seem a bit too little in the beginning of the reconnection, that innocence isn't powerful. Because at the start I felt like it can't be this easy. Life shouldn't be this easy, right? And what kept me from my innocent play was my belief that I wouldn't be taken seriously. That I would fall out of my productivity, and that if I didn't have great and clear goals and ambitions, I wouldn't be able to reach success. And after I told myself this, I acknowledged that fear and went to the core of it. Because what would happen if I didn't get successful? What is success to me? I realized that success was a sense of ease and happiness, and that I was chasing a feeling that already existed within me. I just wasn't connected to it. I hadn't been giving myself the permission to feel it because I saw it as a reward to outer achievements. I only allowed myself to relax and be in the present moment when I had reached a goal that my productivity mindset was allowing. I based my value on my skills and how good I was at them. I needed other people's approval to feel a sense of self-worth and to give myself a break. And only then I could feel some sense of ease. I guess what started my realization and reconnection to my inner child was a physical reaction from my body. Because by repeatedly neglecting my body's signals, it eventually couldn't take it anymore. And it reacted so hard that it was impossible to ignore it anymore. And since that reaction, I got more sensitive to my body's signals, and I've slowly learned to understand what I need. I now understand that all it ever wanted me to do was to play more and worry less. The body loves to be heard and listened to, and when we do, our spirit or inner child can fully fill it with life and joy. And when this happens, we are successful, we are happy, we are loved, and we love because we radiate and we attract the energy of ease. So, dare to play, dare to express your childishness, laugh more and be curious. You have to value your innocence, and I promise you that you will feel lighter and more peaceful. It may sound like a cliche, but try to live in every moment. Value the person in front of you in every connection and be present, because life is now, and so is your success.